Hi, welcome. I'm Viola Rose, and I'm here today with Luis Fernando Garcia, who is somebody who I met about 2 years ago as he attended my Awakening the Illuminated Heart workshop, which is the work of Drunvalo Melchizedek. And Luis lives in Colombia and was inspired to, after the workshop, meet the Kogi tribe and learn from them. And he has been interacting and working with them for the last about a year and a half now. And so we were talking, and he has amazing information to share about this tribe that Drumbelow has worked with and has a message to share as well. So I wanted to bring on Luis today to share with us anything that you'd like to share about the Kogi, the Mamos, and the what's going on there and what their message is for us at this time. So hi, Luis.
Hi, Viola. Thank you for having me. Thank you for making the time and space for us to share this message and the desire of harmony, to live in harmony with nature.
Yeah, wonderful. So tell us about your journey after attending the workshop and what led you to go and connect with the Mamos.
So after attending the workshop, after reading all of Druvalo's uh, text and reading the Illuminated Heart and living and creating from the Heart book, taking your workshop, I went into my heart and thought, okay, as a Colombian that speaks Spanish, that has the ability to go to La Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta, which is the territory of the Kogi people, I said, let me go and ask them about this mission, about why eh, and about what can we do to keep on um, working towards humanity raising their consciousness and living in harmony with nature. And it's been a wonderful experience. I went there the day of my birthday in October 22nd to connect with the land, to connect with the people. And what I found was majestic, to say the least. It was wonderful to share time with them and time with the land. Um, discover that the territory itself is preserving the knowledge for when it was time for us to have the time and the space to learn this knowledge from the territory.
And it sounds like that time is now, isn't it? Doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Um, I asked them, what is next? What can we do? Like, what's the one thing? They said to remember. And this place, and we are here for humanity uh, to remember how nature is alive, how all of Earth is alive. And for them, this mountain, La Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta, which it's a huge mountain, is the tallest mountain near the ocean,
Mm,
with snow peaks, and conserves all of the vegetation, so many um, original species. Like, you cannot find these species anywhere else on Earth. You also have major rivers being born in this mountain. You also have corals, and you have just jungle. You have all sorts of jungles in this mountain. So they consider this mountain the heart of Earth,
beautiful.
and because of this consideration, they consider it vital to remain alive for Earth and all of humanity to stay alive. So they are looking for us to help them preserve this mountain, to help them know the value of this mountain for all of humanity.
It reminds me a little bit of when you think about acupuncture or acupressure and how like there's, a miniature version, like you can treat the whole body by treating the ear or the hand, like it's a miniature version of the whole because everything is holographic here. And so this mountain, as you describe it, makes me think that it is a smaller holism of the planet. So that's sounds really beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. One of the lessons that I learned there was that in the mountain, in this mountain, each point is connected to all like to different points on Earth. And even I did a ceremony with them where I was given these bracelet, these ones, these white ones. Um, because in this place, you your prayer, your meditation on this place is displayed or is connected to Mount Everest, as they said it.
Wow.
Mhm.
I feel
So
that. It almost gave me goosebumps. I really feel that.
you're tapping in not just to the energy of this place, but the energy of other mountains, other places, and you're displaying your prayers into the electromagnetic campus of Earth.
So you traveled there to meet with the Kogi Mamos and they welcomed you and you stayed with them for some time and did some ceremony. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, it wasn't like, hey, welcome. It was like um more like, okay, I went there on my birthday. I went there to visit the lost city, and which was like the touristy part. Like that's where people go to La Sierra, that's where people go. Like that's you don't have access to any other place because it's these are reservoirs and you can only get in their territory with their permission and if they expect you there. So I had nowhere else to go but to the touristy place. It's like let's say Cusco or um, what's it, the Chichen Itza, the Mexican pyramids. And I went there on my birthday and I went on prayer saying, okay, well, I'm here. I'm wanted to connect with them. And as when I got there, they didn't speak any Spanish. So I couldn't really communicate with these Kogis. Um, and the reason they don't speak Spanish is because when the conquistadors came, the only way they were able to preserve themselves, to preserve their knowledge, was to go deep in and tall into the mountains. They didn't used to live up in the mountains. They live below. And the reason they didn't live up in the mountains because they considered the tallest parts to be very sacred, not to be living in those areas. But they went in there because they had to in order for them to preserve themselves and to preserve their traditions and their culture. So when I got there, I was met with silence, but I knew that I was getting something, that I was like, I knew that I could observe how this place just contains so much for humanity to learn. And when I came back down and I met this one teacher, this one woman that is teaching the Kogis children to speak Spanish. And it's like the first person, like this is she just started teaching them that they just opened the school and she's just her by herself. Nobody like not the government is paying her, nobody's paying her. She just they talk to the mamos and the mamos allow her to do this mission. And she was the only person that I actually was able to communicate this like that I was there for this reason. And she's like, well, you're in the right place. You came here, you're in the right place, but these don't speak Spanish. So if you want to speak Spanish with the Kogi people, you gotta go to the Arhuaco people. Now, this is one thing we should know about the Kogi people is that in this mountain, there is four types of communities or cultures. They're all encompassed by the Kogis, but there are the Kogis, the Arhuacos, the Wiwas, and the Canguamos. And each one of them is preserving certain knowledge of the mountain, and it has the and has different responsibilities on this mountain. So imagine, like a huge operation of cultural operation of humanity, where and and this is one of the wildest things that they all speak different languages.
Mm.
The four of them speak, they don't speak the same native language, even though they live in the same mountain. Um, why? Well, God only knows. Yet at this point, they are looking for humanity to realize the importance of this mountain, the importance of each one of the tribes, because each tribe is preserving vital knowledge of how to maintain harmony in nature. And
So the woman said that you should speak to one of these four groups of
yeah,
Kogi.
the
Hmm.
Arhuacos. And so I said, okay, I'm gonna go talk to them. I don't know how, I don't know when. Just I will do that. Fast forward a year, I was working. I started working with this company, and it's called Community. That has one mission: the creation of sovereign communities, or the the strengthening of sovereign communities. And one of the communities they were working with was the Arhuacos. And I'm like, okay, I'm down. I go with you. You are like, just like in my intuition told me, I'm gonna work with you. So in 2024, on March 2020, actually like a year ago, exactly, uh, I went with them to La Sierra Nevada again. But this time I met with the Arhuacos. And it was an interesting scene because the Mamos were actually coming down because they live the spiritual leaders, they live up, like they don't live with the community, they live by themselves in the mountains, and they happen to be coming down to a meeting, and we happen to be able to go to this meeting and meet with them and let them know that we were working towards the creation of sovereign communities. So they said, yeah, come and visit. So we went there, and there was silence. Like nobody showed up. We were just like just standing around until the third day. They allowed us to speak with them and tell them what we were working on, and I told them that I came from Drunvalo. I said, look, the reason I am here is because I learned this from Drunvalo. I learned that the place that I needed to live and create from was from the heart. And that's when they and and as I'm telling this story, a butterfly just lands on my hand. And I'm like, oh my goodness. um and I was like,
Wow.
and obviously they saw the sign and accepted my our presence and our relationship to work with them, because they are, as I told you, very close to who they allow there.
Right.
They they want to allow only people that are um allies of Earth. They don't want to work or allow anybody that is wants to take from Earth, but is an ally of Earth. So they said, "Well, welcome. We we expect you to be here. We expected you to be here, and we expect the allies to come through you." So they said, "You will be the ambassador of this intention. We desire to preserve this territory because it's crucial for Earth, for the Earth balance to remain, for Earth to remain in its balance. But it's crucial for more people to know this, to understand that this is the heart, and we are praying here, and we need to preserve it as it is and make it better, make it better. Our rivers uh, are the what you do in Earth is weakening this mountain, and as the mountain weakens, all of Earth it will weakens more, and until there is no return. So we have a chance. We have a chance, and I had the privilege. Basically, I have the privilege now to take people there where nobody is welcome unless they come as allies of this territory, as allies of Earth. And that's why they taught this to Drunvalo. That's why we we are having this conversation. Earth is looking for people that care and protect and want to grow with Earth.
So beautiful, such a beautiful journey. It's so wonderful to hear the details of how that all unfolded. So where is it at currently? What have you what is evolving?
You so first I had to commit with them that I will be working towards the and strengthening or their territory. And one of the we did a ceremony, and that's where I received this these bracelets. They are like full of bracelets. That's their one of their ceremonies. And I also practice a ceremony with them where I receive this, and I put in my intention. So I went into my heart, I did a meditation, and they gave me these little pebbles to start on my meditation, and each thing that I thought to put it inside this this shell. And they consider these the woman and these the men. Okay. So they give me these together to sort of like put into density what is it that I am that I'm working towards, that we were working towards. And I did it in this sacred place. And this is where we at. They desire the allies to come to the territory and learn about the importance of the territory and learn how to put their heart's desires into something like this that they could carry with. And they are wanting people to realize that if we don't protect this little place, all of Earth will be endangered as well. It's like what, like you said, like that crucial point is like when our hearts is not in a good place, then all of our body is not in a good place. So our desire is to strengthen this place, strengthen this community, to then only the simplest way we could do is to go visit, because when we go visit, you connect with the territory, and that you carry yourself the territory with you. um Here I want to share with you Um, let me share with you my one some photos. A photo
Great.
that
That would
I
be wonderful. Yeah.
yeah. So when you go to their territory on this rock is in the entrance of the city this community lives in, the community, this Arhuaco community. Says welcome to Gummaco, where the education recreates and strengthens the knowledge and the knowings through the um, establishing or the um, how do you say cumplimiento? Like cumplimiento is like when a law needs to be enforced. Oh, and the enforcement of the law of origin. What they mean by the law of origin, it says creation has an order, and we must enforce that order for creation to happen. So when we say um, that we need to preserve this territory, that's an order of creation. It's like you were placed in this territory for you to preserve it, so all of us everything else is in place. Now it says is the essence, the vital essence that will guarantee the pervivencia, meaning the the livelihood of the indigenous people and humanity, the equilibrium of all of the members of creation, all of the members. The education, uh, they say la educación propia, which means our own education, creates the relation and the intimacy with nature. So their goal is to educate humanity on the intimacy that we must have with nature, the territory, the universe, and all of society. So I'm sorry if I'm like broken English. It's just like sometimes it's hard to flawlessly translate.
Right.
But what this means is that they're placed in the territory has the education for us. The territory contains the knowledge we require to keep living in harmony with nature. This is a picture of one of the mamos. This is the mamo that hosts us, and we were having a conversation here in this area of their city where they do the meetings. Like for them, these rocks are alive, and because these rocks are alive, our conversations or words go into this place and allows reality to be manifested as well. Um, this is just an overview of like the lush that you could see there. This is the kids learning to grow. And then these are not like just kids. They're like 15 years old. They're just little because they're all very little. And they're like working age. This is the lost city, the touristy part that where anybody could go, but you can't really speak to anyone like that will tell you anything. This is the community itself, the Gummaco city. This is a community taller, like up, like where the Mamos live. This is where just very few people live. Um, and yeah, so one thing is that you can know you can no go there without a guide. That's where they made me a guide where I could maybe orchestrate for people to go visit and for people to be in touch with this piece of earth that preserves the knowledge for us to remember and to keep living in harmony with nature.
And as Drunvalo says, these are really high level beings. These are advanced beings, and they are spiritual leaders on the planet.
Yeah, it's when you're in their presence, you you just have this respect and this knowing that you're not just talking to anyone. You're talking to someone that, like in instance, the mamo that you saw in the picture was in immersed in nature for 10 years all by himself. That
Wow.
that was his uh practice, that his university, where he had to encounter lions and he had to encounter just very difficult circumstances for them to learn. And the wonderful thing about this is that these mammals go through, 20 years, 30 years of apprenticeship. And what they said to me is like, we are now looking for ways to preserve these teachings because our mammals are not going to be here longer, but we are now going to be able to keep their knowledge for humanity to keep on valuing and cherishing the ways that they've always uh, cherished and they've always done for for them to preserve the harmony with nature.
And they're not going to be here longer because their time here is done and they're choosing to leave, or why are they not going to be here much longer?
So the reason is because they're very old and the kids are not willing to go onto a 10-year journey any longer.
Right, I see. It's
So
the old
all of,
ways, right? The old ways that aren't as
yeah.
appealing.
Yeah, Drunvalo says it a lot. Like a lot of people, a lot of the indigenous people and like those ways will disappear. But they believe under evolution.
Hmm.
And that's why even the Kofan people, which is the people from the Amazon, have now grammaticized their language and put it into books. And that was something that they were not allowed to do for
Mm.
centuries. For
And isn't it true that the Kogi Mamos also don't have a written, they don't have a written language? Is that
no,
true?
no. Thank you for mentioning that. The way they have been able to preserve their heritage, their knowledge, is through arts. So I'm gonna show you.
Okay,
This is their written language.
amazing.
So this is a spiral, right? This was given to me as a gift from the mamo, and you this kind of mochila. This was his mother's. He said, "You, this I'm giving this to you. This was made by my mother, and this represents um, eternity. This represents the story. This for them, they a thread. A thread represents a thought, and when they are weaving these mochilas, that's what they call mochilas. They are putting in it their thoughts, their story, and their prayers. And these are made by the woman, only by the woman. The men take the fabrics um from nature. There is like a um space, like a type of cactus that has like spikes, and they give it to the woman, and what she does is meditate. and build her prayer into this.
Mm,
So when he gave me these, he was basically giving me his mother's prayer
wow.
for
And
the
it looks
people.
really intricate, like it would take a very long time
Yeah,
to make one. Wow, how special.
yeah. And his wife gave me this one, which is
Wow.
a thunder. They basically gave me their prayers for me to carry it, and I believe that's why I'm having this conversation with you. Like
Right.
it's not like I am taking up on myself to do something, or I just follow my heart, and knew that I needed to go there. I needed to go talk to them. I needed to know why they took the time to speak with Drunvalo, and like how can I do something to give it continuity, and how can we do something to give it continuity? Like how is this continuing? And I am pleased to be having this conversation with you, and be able to share with you and anybody that is listening to this message, that it is time for us to go to this territory and have the privilege to learn um, how nature is in harmony,
Mm,
how Earth is alive. And I mean, when you once you're in this place, you can tell, like, Earth is beaming with life and wanting to just blossom with more life.
so if somebody was watching this video and they were like feeling that in their heart, like I need to go, what would they do? What would be they would contact you directly?
Yeah, email me. I use WhatsApp, so my phone number on WhatsApp, and I'll be making sure that we can organize. I could talk to the Mamos and let them know that somebody's interested in going. At this very moment, our goal is to build a center for ancestral learning.
Mm,
There is no, like, the ways they live are nothing like we do. They just literally live in houses that are made out of mud. And
right. I saw it in the picture. They're just like little shacks, little huts.
yeah, so very tiny. So there isn't like a really place to host people that are willing to go camp to start with. That's something that we could do. But our goal is to build in this city a place where people can go stay there comfortably and learn these
Beautiful.
ancient practices and ancient knowledge, for us to remember why we're here, and how we could be allies of Earth, no takers of
Right.
her.
Right. So that is the vision, that is the dream. And for now, it's just starting to you're starting to put the call out. The Kogis are welcoming allies. And it's time, if you feel the call to go, they can contact you and go if they're willing to stay in a more rugged situation and just be there and be setting this in motion. And then maybe if donations come in or funding, or somebody is a philanthropist and is inspired, they could support this being built into some sort of center where people can come and study with the Mamos and learn this ancient wisdom. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a bridge.
Thank you, también, also, for being a bridge. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks to Drunvalo for all the work that he put on, and thanks to them that have preserved, their ways, and value their traditions. I'm grateful to have this opportunity.
beautiful. So um, I will put your contact information in the text of this video, but sometimes videos get shared without the text. So please tell people also in this video now different ways to reach you.
Okay, so my email is Luis, LuisGar .inc@gmail.com. They could
Wonderful.
they could reach me out there, or my phone number is 917-615-9270. If if you're interested on going, let me know. Also, my Instagram tag is Luis Fernando Garcia 24/7. I know
You
it's too
have,
long. Spanish people, we get long names.
yeah. Do you have any, will you have any updates about this project and the Mamos on your Instagram, or is there anywhere people can look for updates?
I'm not really good on sharing like
Okay.
I wish I'm like that's something that I'm working on,
Yeah,
and
maybe in the future.
maybe as it
Yeah,
happens, I will be sharing with people that we are going to La Sierra, and I actually have one visit on September with 10 people that asked me to go with them. So I'm planning that for September. And if there is anybody else that wants to go and wants to contribute and connect to this wonderful part of Earth, they're very welcome.
beautiful. Thank you so much, Luis. Is there anything else that you want to add into this conversation? Take a moment to think if there's anything else important to share.
Well, I will share something that I learned from them. Um, think beautiful, and Earth is now at a point where is in each individual to choose to see a more beautiful Earth. So think beautiful.
Oh, I love it. Almost brings tears to my eyes. Thank you so much, Luis, for being a bright light and for answering your inner calling and being in service in this way. All right.
My pleasure.
And we'll do this again when there's more to update.
Thank you.
Okay. Much love.
Bye bye.
Bye.